Hi and welcome back to another Alpha Challenge video. In this video today we're going to be looking at Weapon Rogue. Weapon Rogue is a deck that has been around for quite a long time. The two most important cards to be keeping in your mulligan is Quick Pick, which is a 2-mana card that allows you to draw a card after your hero attacks, and Dig for Treasure because it allows you to search for your only minion, which is a pirate, which then allows you to also get a coin. In combination with these two being together, your common turn 1 play is just passing or using Dig for Treasure. Turn 2 play is playing down Quick Pick and attacking. Turn 3 play is using the Sword Shiner, and then from the rest of the game you're just using your cards to combo down and attack the opponent's face, for supporting your game plan and making sure that taunts don't get in the way. Some weaknesses of the deck is the Hunter archetype, and especially with alien encounters, because that blocks you from filling out your game plan. You want to be making sure that you're keeping your weapon live and you're using most of your damage to be going towards the opponent's face. In the following videos, you'll notice that I do follow ahead with that strategy. Turn into a 3/3 weapon anyway. If I didn't have the Sword Shiner, I would be just holding the Quick Pick with this turn because I wouldn't want to reduce down its damage, because obviously the turn 3 that you want to do is playing this down. Okay, going into this turn, I'm going to play the Sword Shiner. I'm also going to use Coin first, and then I'm going to prep into the Mic Drop because that will allow me to draw 2 cards and also add an extra 2 damage to my weapon. I'm then going to hit into the opponent's face. Most of the time that you play this deck, you want to make sure that you're using your weapons as efficiently as possible, and you'll be going face into the opponent as well. So right now they're not really doing anything because ultimately I'm not really too worried. I just want to go face most of the time. You only will not go face if you're in some sort of bad situation. I'm going to use Coin here and get the second Mic Drop to go. I do have the Deadly Poison, but drawing the extra cards is a lot more efficient. I've also just drawn it to Deafen, so it's more than likely next turn that I'll be able to just combo the opponent down for the win. Weapon Rogue is very powerful, especially if you draw the order that you want to, and Quick Pick obviously allowing you to draw will support that in addition to it. I'm using Symphony of Sin. This is not really anything I'm worried about here, because I do have the Deafens in my hand. So I'm going to first I'll be playing down the Deadly Poison, I'll then use Deafen, and then then it's just die from that turn. So play down Deadly Poison, it boosts my weaponed up to 11, I use Deafen, and then I just hit it with the opponent. So, this deck is quite powerful because it does have a very big weakness to multiple taunts being played at the same time. So if you come up against a Scubber Hunter, it does have a weakness towards that. Once again, my mulligan that I'm searching for is Dig for Treasure and Quick Pick because they will allow me to draw into what I need to. I have pretty much a perfect hand here, having Dig for Treasure and then also the Quick Pick in hand, so I'm just going to keep everything, because Dig for Treasure can be useful in following turns as well. It allows you to draw more cards, but it also gives you the coin for using that as well. So this next turn I'll be using Dig for Treasure, I'll then use the coin, and I'll use Dig for Treasure again, because it allows me to thin my deck, but also then allows me to thin my deck. I wouldn't use the coin generally if I had the Swarthy Sword Shiner, but I'm just going to use the Dig for Treasure now. Okay, and then I'm going to coin, I'll use Dig for Treasure again, it will get me the second of my Sword Shiners, and then next turn I'm going to play down the Quick Pick, I'll hit with the Quick Pick, and then I'll be playing down the Swarthy Sword Shiner the following turn. So usually what Paladins are playing at the moment is the Libram Paladin list, and it generally is a relatively aggressive sort of list in terms of it will get down what it needs to quite quickly. So I'm going to play to my Quick Pick, I'll hit into the opponent, I'll draw a card, and then I'll pass the turn over to them. The next turn I'm going to probably be using the Sword Shiner. I might hold the coin for the following turn so I can use a combination of cards, but we'll see what I end up drawing into. I've drawn into the Gear Shift, so I will just keep the coin because I'll go Sword Shipment into coin, and then I can shuffle those other 2 cards back into my deck. And then I'll pass the turn over to the opponent. Sometimes using the coin would be useful in that situation, but I do want to use that sharp shipment, and then it will also allow me to use the gear shift in the following turn as well. Okay, so I'm going to use my sharp shipment. I'll then use the coin, and I'm going to use my gear shift. Then I'm going to draw some more cards. I will use preparation here to get my weapon a bit stronger, and I'll just go into the opponent's face with it, and then I'll damage. They've got 8 health left. More than likely they won't have anything to be able to deal with my weapon or my board. I'm not too concerned about any of their minions, besides from maybe the Divine Shield Taunt minion they could have, the Living Horizon I think it's called. Next turn I'll be using Stick Up, and then I'll probably be using whatever the Stick Up thing ends up getting. Unless they have, that's if they have a minion that affects me. If it doesn't, I just will win next turn because I can go Distant Hip Drop into Mic Drop, and then that's enough damage to take them out.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, so that'll be the game there for it. So I'll go Sit on Hip Drop into Mic Drop, and that should be enough. So 3 plus 8 plus, so 3 plus 9 is 12, plus 2 more is enough. So hit the 3 into there. I'll use the Mic Drop, and then I'll hit into. I could have obviously used Deadly Poison as well in that situation, but it obviously is enough anyway. Okay, so I'm playing against Warlock again. They'll either be playing Pain Warlock or they'll be playing the Wheel Warlock, so it's not really anything too much to worry about. Once again, I do just want to mulligan straight for my Quick Pick and my Dig for Treasure. Obviously, Swathy's Sword Shiner is quite useful too, because that's what I want to be using to boost my Quick Pick, but I may not end up drawing into it. We'll see how we go. Looks like they're using Wheel Warlock. Okay, so I've got my Dig for Treasure, so I'm going to use it. I then get an extra coin by using that, so I'm going to go Quick Pick, and then the following turn I'll be using this Sword Shiner. So Quick Pick, and then I'll hit into them, and then I'll pass the turn over. Next turn I'll be using the Sword Shiner once again. I could go the 2 coins plus the prep to do my sharp shipment, but I do want to keep the possibility to activate my dubious purchase if I need to for their taunt minion. Yeah, so I did that to help protect against the possibility of this. So I'm going to this turn be using my coin. I'll use a second coin, I'll use the prep, and I'll use dubious purchase. I'll be using my sharp shipment, and then I'm going to hit into the opponent. Next turn I have the Deafen because they'll probably use the Resurrect card. I also have Tar Stick as well if I need to. Tar Slick as well if I need to. used the health drink, so it's not too much of a concern. They've healed their guy as well. I'm just gonna... I think I might just take it out without using the deafen, just because I don't... Yeah, I'm gonna take it out without using the deafen, because they may end up having a combo turn on me. I'll use the O manager. Okay, and then I'll give the turn over to them. I have 6 damage on my weapon at the moment. So this taunt is what I was, you know, keeping my deafen for to make sure that I'm okay against it. I'm going to use my coin so it activates the combo for it. I then will hit it, do that, hit 1 into there. So now I only need to deal, 1 more damage, so I'll just use the sharp shipment and then hit into them. Okay, once again, I just want to do the straight mulligan as well. I want to mulligan everything to try and get my dig for treasure and my quick pick. It's not a very strong hand here, but we'll see what my draw ends up being. I will more than likely just be passing the first turn.
One dose solves any problem.
Okay, yep, pass the turn over to them. Next turn I'll probably just be using the weapon and attacking in with the weapon. So attack the weapon, attack the weapon, and then pass it over to them. This will obviously show the possibility of the deck not working as well, because I didn't draw into the dig for treasure or the quick pick, so this is a time where the deck might not be operating as optimally as possible. It's quite possible they may be using the, they may be getting the next turn they might be using the beast. So I'm just going to just attack with the weapon and pass. I could have used deadly poison there, but I do want to keep dubious purchase as a possibility to attack into it. They've got the Ethereal Oracle, so it must actually be Asteroid Shaman. Haunts are the weakest element to play with this deck, so it's something that you do need to watch out for. You do waste a lot of damage by attacking into taunts. I am going to keep the deafen just here because I don't really want to be using it to attack into the opponent. I want to be using that on a minion, on a bigger minion. It is quite possible they may end up being able to bloodlust, but I just need to do the play that is in my game plan to try win out the game. This following turn I'm going to need to use the sharp shipment because my weapon's about to run low, so I'm more than likely just going to be going sharp shipment, deadly poison, and then I'll deafen one of the minions. Well, I'll be deafening this frog that ends up getting spawned.
How enigmatic.
But it's quite likely they'll have the bloodlust play on me. I did get an O manager, so that's quite good. I can use that instead, so I'm going to go for the coin. I'll use O manager into the 1/1. I'll then use my sharp shipment. And so at the moment they have 8 damage on board. So if they get bloodlust, they have bloodlust. If not, I should be fine in terms of their ability to attack me down. So I'm just going to set up for the following turn by using the deadly poison and then attacking into them. So if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. And judging by them not just instantly slamming it down, they don't have what they need to for it. So even if they did get the taunt minion there, I would be able to just take it out.
You win this one.
They must have been playing Asteroid Shaman and they didn't draw any of their Asteroid cards.
Valyra versus Arthas.
For Lordaeron.
Stay in the shadows.
Okay, this turn I'm going to keep the Sword Shunner because I don't want to really risk my ability not to have it. It obviously is better having Dig for Treasure for it, but just having that ability to use the Sword Shiner is very important. I'll just be passing the turn. Next turn I'll be using Weapon, the following turn I'll be using the Sword Shiner, I'll be deciding whether or not to use the Deadly Poison as well. I more than likely will be using the Deadly Poison. Okay, so attach the weapon, attack into them. Play that down, play the coin, play Deadly Poison, play Prep, play the extra damage of the weapon, hit into them. So I did go pretty all in with that play just there, so I'm hoping that the following turn I'll be able to draw into my into something useful using the gear shift, but we'll wait and see what ends up coming from it. They're going to use the Libran spell, more than likely. They've reduced down a lot of their health, so it's quite likely that I do have enough damage to take them out. I'm going to use the gear shift this turn. Doesn't really, it's important, doesn't really matter which gear shift I use because it would be the same sort of side either way. This following turn here, I could use Dig for Treasure, I could use Mic Drop. I'm going to use Mic Drop to extend my damage a little bit more. I got up to 10, and then I pass the turn over to them. So the following turn, I can just use Deafen if they send out a taunt minion.
The desert sun strengthens my rays.
So I'll be using, doesn't really matter here, so I can just silence the minion, and I can hit